Thank you for watching another 7 Minutes with Matt. As always, I honor our time together, and thank you so much for spending this short time with me. I always try to add value, and today we're going to talk about fruit inspection. Weird, right? What does that mean? Well, the Bible says in Matthew 12:33, and this is Jesus talking. He says, either make the tree good and its fruit is good, or else make the tree bad and its fruit is bad. When we read that, we become fruit inspectors, and we start inspecting other people's fruit, which leads to judging other people because, that kid gets out of control, or man, those people sure do fight a lot, and oh my gosh, he's been driving the same car for 10 years, whatever it is. We inspect other people's fruit instead of concentrating on what the Bible actually says, and it's not talking about fruit, it's talking about the tree. It says make the tree good and the fruit is going to be good. So a lot of us, instead of judging other people's fruits, why don't we start looking at the person? Let's look at ourselves. What are we putting inside of here and inside of our ears? And when I said here, I'm, for those of you just listening, our eyes and our ears, because as we know, what goes in our eyes and our ears goes into our heart. And right at verse 37 at the bottom, he says, for by your words you will be justified, or by your words you will be condemned. From out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what you put in your eyes and in your ears goes into your heart. And what is in your heart comes out of your mouth. What comes out of your mouth? From a negative standpoint, is it complaining? Is it doubt? Is it judging other people? Is it being a bad fruit inspector to where you're constantly judging other people and what they've done wrong and how they've wronged you or what they're saying? Or is it like waking up every day and speaking good about people? I've always said this, anybody can pick apart the bad things about people, but it finds a true friend, a true relationship, a true partner will always look for the good in people. There's good in everybody. There's good in your boss that you can't stand. Maybe he talks bad. Maybe she talks bad. Maybe their actions are poor. Whatever it is, pick a bad thing, but why don't you concentrate and look at the good things? Maybe they're a good organizer. Maybe they're really good at setting things up, and you can start speaking that over them, and you watch. The game changes when you start speaking good over people. Let me take it a step further and ask you, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with fruit inspectors? People that when you and the girls grab a couple glasses of wine and you're sitting around the table and you just start talking about everybody else that isn't there? Guys, when you're on the golf course, which I am a lot in the spring and in the fall, is it constantly talking trash about other people? We've had guests on our podcast before where we've talked about parents. Are you talking bad about your kids' coaches all the time when things don't go the way and constantly inspecting that fruit? What are you saying? What type of people are you surrounding yourself with? Terry and I have had to make intentional decisions, hard decisions over the past few years of who we're surrounding ourselves with, because man, when you're hanging out with people who are gossiping, it is very challenging not to join that conversation. And I would just like to say, what type of trees are you surrounding yourself with? Instead of inspecting other people's fruit, how about what type of trees are you around? Because it says a good tree can't bear bad fruit, and a bad tree can't bear good fruit. So if you're the type of tree that, or I'll ask you this, are you the type of tree that people can walk up and pick your fruit? Are there things in your life, are the things coming out of your mouth something that people run towards or something that people run away from? Do you encourage people or do you discourage people? Do we look for the good things about somebody or do we look for the bad things about somebody? It's easy to be a friend when things are good. It's easy to be a friend to somebody when they just got the promotion, when they're winning the games. A true friend is born in adversity. How about when they're not doing things the way you think they should be doing them? Are you the type of friend that actually goes to them and talks to them face to face and saying, hey, I think you really missed the mark right here, or you really hurt my feelings here. I really would like to see you do this different. And, I want to, you're my friend. So I want to tell you this. And do you go to them face to face, or do you grab the 2 or 3 other friends and talk about that person behind your back? I mean, I've seen so many relationships destroyed because of gossip. And the sad thing is, most of the time, the gossiper is just venting things about themselves. Are you the gossiper? Are you buying into it? And a lot of times, the person they're gossiping about, A, doesn't even know it, and B, a lot of times they didn't do what the person said that they did. And we start to become fruit inspectors instead of going to the tree, addressing the tree, having a conversation with them, and actually adding value instead of stirring the pot. This one is good today. You know a tree by its fruit. What type of tree are you? And if you're not where you want to be, what type of tree do you want to become? And what are you doing to get there? Your life can change like that based off of a decision that you make. You can make a decision right now. I'm going to stop complaining. I'm going to stop gossiping. I know for the past 2 years, I've joined in and I've gossiped about Sally or Bill for the last 2 years. But this weekend when we get together, when we all grab drinks and sit around the table, I'm not going to do it this weekend. And I'm going to tell them, hey, I know for the last 2 years we've talked about Bill and his situation and his marriage and his relationship and the way that he treats Mary and all that. I don't want to do that tonight. Watch how your life changes and watch how your fruit changes. If you don't like the fruit you're producing, change the tree. I hope this resonated with you. And as always, thank you so much for joining me and listening to another 7 Minutes with Matt. God bless you.